In the small, quiet town of Ravenswood, nestled between rolling hills and dense forests, there stood an ancient cemetery. The townspeople seldom spoke of it, and those who did so in hushed tones, their eyes glancing nervously over their shoulders as if fearing someone, or something, might be listening. The cemetery, known as Whispering Oaks, had a dark history that stretched back centuries, shrouded in mystery and whispered tales of the supernatural. One stormy night, a group of 4 friends, Sarah, Mark, Emily, and Jake, decided to embark on an adventure to explore the eerie grounds of Whispering Oaks. The wind howled through the gnarled branches of the trees, and the moon hid behind thick, ominous clouds as they approached the rusted gates. As they stepped into the cemetery, the atmosphere changed instantly. The air grew colder, and the distant sound of owls hooting added to the eerie ambiance. The friends walked along the narrow pathways lined with moss-covered tombstones, their shadows dancing in the dim moonlight. Sarah, the adventurous one of the group, led the way, her flashlight cutting through the darkness. Mark, the skeptic, couldn't shake off the uneasy feeling that clung to him like a damp shroud. Emily, the sensitive soul, could sense a strange energy in the air, and Jake, the thrill-seeker, couldn't contain his excitement. They reached the heart of the cemetery, where an ancient mausoleum stood, its stone facade weathered by centuries of neglect. Sarah, undeterred by the eeriness, suggested they enter and explore. The heavy door creaked open, revealing a pitch-black interior. The friends hesitated for a moment before stepping inside. As they ventured deeper into the mausoleum, the temperature dropped even further. Strange whispers echoed through the narrow corridors, and flickering candlelight illuminated cryptic symbols etched onto the walls. The group stumbled upon a hidden chamber, its entrance concealed by an ancient tapestry. Intrigued, they pulled it aside and entered the hidden room. In the dim glow of their flashlights, they discovered an array of old books, dusty artifacts, and a peculiar-looking box adorned with intricate carvings. Mark, ever the skeptic, scoffed at the idea that anything supernatural might be afoot. Jake, however, was drawn to the mysterious box and, against better judgment, opened it. A cold gust of wind swept through the chamber as the box revealed an ancient amulet, pulsating with an otherworldly glow. The air crackled with energy, and the friends felt an unsettling presence in the room. Suddenly, the temperature plummeted, and the candles flickered violently. Whispers grew into audible voices, echoing tales of a long-forgotten curse that plagued Whispering Oaks. As the friends tried to make sense of the unfolding events, the shadows in the chamber began to writhe and take form. Ghostly figures emerged from the darkness, their eyes filled with sorrow and resentment. The spirits of those long gone rose from their eternal rest, seeking justice for the desecration of their final resting place. Panic set in as the friends realized the gravity of the situation. The spirits, angered by the intrusion, unleashed a torrent of supernatural phenomena. Tombstones toppled over, spectral apparitions roamed the cemetery, and an otherworldly fog enveloped the entire area. In a desperate attempt to escape the vengeful spirits, the friends ran through the labyrinthine paths of the cemetery. The once quiet whispers became haunting cries, and the atmosphere grew increasingly oppressive. The very ground beneath them seemed to shift as if guided by an unseen force. As they reached the cemetery gates, the spirits closed in, their ethereal forms blocking the only exit. The friends, now paralyzed with fear, pleaded for mercy. It was then that the ghostly figure of a woman stepped forward, her eyes reflecting a deep sadness. She spoke of a tragic tale from centuries past, of betrayal and injustice that had bound her spirit to Whispering Oaks. The amulet, once a source of protection, had been stolen, disrupting the delicate balance between the living and the dead. The friends, unwittingly, had uncovered the catalyst for the supernatural unrest. Determined to right the wrong, Sarah, Mark, Emily, and Jake agreed to help the spirits find the stolen amulet and restore peace to Whispering Oaks. The spectral figure guided them to a hidden chamber beneath the cemetery, where a malevolent force guarded the stolen artifact. The friends faced numerous challenges: spectral illusions, shifting corridors, and malevolent apparitions, as they navigated the cryptic passages beneath the cemetery. Finally, they confronted the entity that guarded the amulet, a manifestation of the darkness that had plagued Whispering Oaks for centuries. In a climactic battle between the living and the supernatural, the friends used their wits and courage to outsmart the malevolent force. With the amulet reclaimed, the vengeful spirits dissipated into the night, their anguished cries replaced by an eerie silence. As dawn approached, the friends emerged from the depths of Whispering Oaks, the once haunted cemetery now bathed in the soft light of morning. The ancient mausoleum stood silent, the hidden chamber sealed once more. The townspeople, unaware of the supernatural events that had transpired, continued their lives, the memory of the cemetery horror story fading into the mists of time. But Sarah, Mark, Emily, and Jake carried the weight of the experience with them, forever changed by the encounter with the supernatural. They vowed never to speak of the events that transpired that fateful night, their shared secret binding them in a pact of silence. And yet, as they walked away from Whispering Oaks, the distant sound of mournful whispers lingered in their ears, a haunting reminder of the thin veil between the living and the dead in the ancient cemetery of Ravenswood. Story 2. In the small town of Ravenscroft, nestled between dense forests and rolling hills, there stood an old cemetery known as Evergreen Rest. It was a place where time seemed to stand still, and the air was thick with an otherworldly stillness. Local legends whispered about the eerie happenings within the cemetery, but most dismissed them as mere tales told to spook the children. One moonless night, a group of friends, Rachel, Alex, Sarah, and Jake, decided to explore Evergreen Rest for themselves. They had heard stories of ghostly apparitions, mysterious sounds, and unexplained phenomena that took place within the cemetery's crumbling walls. Curiosity and youthful bravado fueled their decision to unravel the mysteries shrouded in the shadows of Evergreen Rest. The entrance gate creaked open with an eerie groan as the friends stepped into the graveyard. The moon cast elongated shadows between the gravestones, creating an ethereal landscape that seemed to shift and dance with every gust of wind. The atmosphere was heavy with a sense of foreboding as the friends ventured deeper into the heart of Evergreen Rest. They came across an ancient mausoleum, its stone facade weathered by years of neglect. Intrigued, they pushed open the heavy door, revealing a pitch-black interior. Armed with flashlights, the group entered cautiously. The air inside felt colder, and an unsettling silence enveloped them. As they explored further, strange whispers echoed through the chamber, making them question if the dead were trying to communicate. In the flickering light, the friends noticed strange symbols etched onto the walls, hinting at a forgotten history. The whispers grew louder, and a sudden gust of wind slammed the mausoleum door shut, trapping them in darkness. Panic set in as they fumbled to find the exit, their flashlights casting erratic beams through the cold air. Eventually, the door creaked open, releasing them back into the graveyard. Shaken but determined to uncover the truth, the group pressed on, their footsteps echoing through the silent cemetery. As they passed rows of weathered tombstones, they began to feel an invisible presence watching their every move. A chilling fog rolled in, further obscuring their surroundings. Disoriented, the friends stumbled upon an ancient family plot, where a large, ornate tomb stood surrounded by an iron fence. Intricate engravings adorned the tomb, depicting scenes of a bygone era. As they approached, the temperature plummeted, and an otherworldly glow emanated from the tomb. Unable to resist the allure, they pushed open the gate and entered the enclosure. The glow intensified, revealing a spectral figure standing beside a crumbling monument. The apparition, a woman in a tattered Victorian gown, beckoned them closer. Her eyes held a deep sorrow as if carrying the weight of centuries. In a hauntingly beautiful voice, the ghostly figure recounted her tragic tale. She was Evelyn Ravenscroft, the daughter of the town's founder, cursed to wander the cemetery for eternity after a forbidden love affair ended in betrayal and tragedy. The friends were drawn into the spectral narrative, empathizing with Evelyn's plight. As the tale unfolded, the atmosphere grew more oppressive. The once still air transformed into a tempest, and the friends found themselves trapped in a spectral storm. The very ground beneath them seemed to churn with the tormented souls of the past. Desperate to break free, they sought a way to appease Evelyn's restless spirit. Guided by the ghostly apparition, the friends embarked on a quest to uncover the truth behind Evelyn's curse. They delved into the town's history, unearthing long-buried secrets and unspoken tragedies. The more they learned, the more entangled they became in the web of supernatural forces that gripped Evergreen Rest. As they uncovered the layers of deception and heartbreak, the friends encountered other restless spirits bound to the cemetery. Each had a tale of woe, and their intertwined stories revealed a dark history that had been deliberately erased from the town's records. The friends realized that the key to breaking the curse lay in confronting the sins of the past. Armed with newfound knowledge, they returned to Evelyn's tomb, determined to free her and the other tormented souls. The air crackled with energy as they performed a ritual to cleanse the cemetery of its lingering darkness. Shadows writhed and danced around them, resisting the cleansing force. In a climactic moment, the spectral storm reached its peak, threatening to consume the friends. Evelyn's anguished cries echoed through the night as the friends struggled against the overwhelming force. Just when it seemed all hope was lost, a blinding light erupted from Evelyn's tomb, dispelling the darkness and freeing the trapped spirits. The friends found themselves back in the stillness of Evergreen Rest, the once haunted cemetery now bathed in a soft glow of moonlight. The apparitions had vanished, and a profound calm settled over the sacred grounds. The friends, changed by their harrowing experience, stood in awe of the transformed cemetery. As dawn approached, they left Evergreen Rest, the weight of the night's events etched into their memories. The town of Ravenscroft, too, underwent a subtle transformation. The secrets of its past, once buried in shadows, now saw the light of day. The curse broken, the cemetery became a place of peace, where the souls of the departed could finally rest in eternal tranquility. The friends, forever bound by the shared journey into the supernatural, carried the lessons of that fateful night with them. Evergreen Rest, once a place of fear and mystery, now stood as a testament to the enduring power of friendship, courage, and the eternal shadows that could be vanquished with the light of truth.